Yes. So the question of justice is important. First, let's think about justice. This word justice is used in the wider society, usually in terms of retributive justice. You know, when somebody breaks the law and then there are police and court system to administer justice. That's one form of justice, that's correct. But there are other forms of justice.
Mm.
Fair mindedness, for example, is not something that you necessarily have to take somebody to court about it, but fair mindedness in human relationships is another aspect of justice. Investigating the truth independently on your own is another aspect of justice. And of course, there is justice for individuals, but there are also justice for institutions and for communities. So we should keep all of that in mind. I can give you an example, an actual example uh, of how artificial intelligence was abused, misused unintentionally in the course of the justice system. Let me give you that example so it will illustrate that. Um, so the parole boards had to decide when to grant parole to a convicted criminal and allow them some degree of freedom in the society under certain conditions. So, inspired by a scientific method of prediction, you have a graph and you have some data and you want to predict what the next point will be. They use that and collected the data of repeat crimes um, and use that model, which was actually an AI model, to predict who might recommit crime. The problem with this is that whatever injustice existed in the society previously, and we know that injustices exist in terms of minorities, in terms of racial communities, and so forth. All of that is embedded in that data. The data about what people have done in the past also has the history of slavery, for example. Um, so taking the previous data and using that to predict future, all it does is it perpetuates injustice. So
Mm.
it would be a good example to show that let's not do that. If you want a just society, then it is important that you don't delegate the decision making to machines. It's okay to use various algorithms and various model making, which are a representation of
Mm.
the data to predict what we should do in the future. But always human, both individually and as a community, as a society, with consultation, have to be there to make appropriate judgment and avoid using AI system to perpetuate further injustice.